They lied to you, not maliciously, not even consciously. But the lie spread anyway, passed down through generations like a defect nobody thought to question. Your parents believed it. Your teachers reinforced it. Every magazine cover selling youth as the ultimate currency echoed the same message until it became indistinguishable from truth. Society sold you a story with a specific timeline. Your 20s are your prime. This decade is the main event. If you haven't figured it out by 30, you missed the train. The platform is empty, and you're just standing there watching the taillights disappear. They told you what comes next. Settle down. Get the stable job. Accept the dad bod. Make peace with the slow decline into comfortable mediocrity. The glory days are behind you now, right? But here's what nobody tells you when you're drowning in that lie. Look around. Most of the success you witnessed in your 20s was smoke and mirrors. Carefully curated performance art designed to create the illusion of arrival. The guy who bought the house at 26? Drowning in a mortgage he'll service for 30 years. House poor and chained to a payment. The one who got the VP title at 28? Burning out in slow motion, medicating with alcohol, hasn't slept properly in 2 years. The one posting vacation photos every month? Maxed credit cards. Savings account with 3 digits. One emergency away from collapse. You felt behind because you were comparing your behind-the-scenes footage to everyone else's highlight reel. But here's the data they don't put on magazine covers. Studies consistently show that income and life satisfaction actually peak between your 30s and 50s, not your 20s. Your 20s are statistically your lowest earning years, your highest stress years, your most confused years. The 20s aren't the main event. They're the tutorial level where you're supposed to fail a few times learning the controls. Why do the 30s hit different? Because you finally have the one thing your 20-year-old self lacked: competence. Pattern recognition from thousands of small failures. Scar tissue that's become armor. You're not old. You're finally ready to play the real game. But to launch into who you're supposed to become, you first have to disappear. We call this the Nightcrawler Protocol. If you want to reinvent yourself in 6 months, you cannot keep living the same life that buried you. The same inputs will always produce the same outputs. You can't hustle around that. You can't wish it different. Phase 1 is the blackout. In your 20s, you were ruled by FOMO, the fear of missing out. This wasn't weakness. Your brain was wired to prioritize social inclusion because, evolutionarily, exclusion from the tribe meant death. Your nervous system couldn't tell the difference between missing a party and being left outside the cave walls with the predators. So you said yes to everything. Every invitation, every group chat, every quick drink that turned into a wasted Wednesday. You were terrified of being forgotten. That fear cost you years. In your 30s, you develop a new superpower, JOMO, the joy of missing out. JOMO is the understanding that every yes to distraction is a no to your future. Every night out is a morning lost. Every hour spent performing for an audience that doesn't care is an hour stolen from work that actually matters. JOMO isn't antisocial, it's selective. Recognizing that your time and energy are finite resources and allocating them like an investment portfolio. Behavioral scientists call it present bias, the hardwired tendency to overvalue immediate rewards while undervaluing future gains. For hundreds of thousands of years, your ancestors lived in scarcity. Grabbing the berry now made sense because there might not be berries tomorrow. Your brain still runs that software. It doesn't understand compound interest. It can't feel the weight of future you. This is why you check your phone when you should be working. Why you skip the gym when your future self needs you to go. Present bias tips every decision toward immediate comfort. The blackout kills present bias at the source. For the next 30 days, you go completely dark. Remove social media apps from your phone. Tell your circle you're working on something and will be less available. Stop announcing your moves. Research shows that telling people about goals gives you premature dopamine that reduces follow-through. Let them think you fell off. Let them assume you're struggling. Let them gossip. Their confusion is your cover. While they're performing success, you're going to build it. While the world thinks you're sleeping, you are conducting the audit. This is not journaling about feelings. This is surgery. Cold, precise surgery on your own life. You're going to examine every system with the detachment of a consultant who has no emotional investment in the findings. You need the truth, not the comfortable story. The actual, documented, numerical truth. Most men in their 30s are being dragged backward by something invisible. The sunk cost fallacy, the irrational belief that because you've invested time or money into something, you have to keep going, even when it's clearly failing. You stay in a career that makes you ill because you spent 5 years climbing that ladder. You stay in a relationship that drains you because you've given it 3 years. You keep paying for the gym membership you never use because you bought the annual plan. The time is already spent. The money is already gone. You can't recover sunk costs by sinking more. You're not being loyal. You're being held hostage by the past. The Nightcrawler cuts the anchor. Whatever is no longer serving your future, it goes, regardless of what it cost. The past is a receipt, not a roadmap. You don't owe it continuation. You owe yourself the truth. The audit has 3 targets. First, money. Pull bank statements for the last 90 days. Categorize every transaction, not in broad categories that let you hide. Food isn't specific enough. Delivery fees for meals I could have made is specific. Calculate your real expenses versus budgeted. What's the debt situation? Not the story, the actual number. The interest rate. How much is going to principal versus just servicing interest? Second, body. Step on a scale. Write the number. Get blood work. Testosterone, thyroid, cholesterol, vitamin D. Know your numbers. Audit your sleep with a tracker. Most people overestimate by an hour. How many days last month did you actually exercise? Third, skills. Forget your title. What can you actually execute at a professional level? Search job listings for roles one step above yours. What skills keep appearing? Where's the gap? Identify one skill that would most increase your market value in 18 months. Here's what separates Phase 2 from what most people do. Phase 2 is not about action yet. It's about intelligence gathering. A sniper doesn't fire until the wind is calculated, the distance measured, the exit planned. Amateurs rush to pull the trigger because waiting feels like weakness. Professionals understand that preparation quality determines result quality. You now know your numbers, where the money bleeds, where your body fails, where your skills have gaps. You've mapped the terrain. Now you're ready for Phase 3. Now we execute. This is where the name comes from. The Nightcrawler isn't about staying up all night. That's self-destruction wearing a productivity costume. It's a mindset. The psychology of the solitary operator. Moving while the world is distracted. Building while others broadcast. Compounding in silence while the crowd competes for attention. The Nightcrawler understands something most never figure out. Visible work is rarely real work. Posts and updates are performance. Real work happens where no one is watching. The Nightcrawler makes a trade most refuse to consider. You trade the Saturday night bar tab for the Sunday morning head start. While they're nursing hangovers, you're 2 hours into productive work. You trade instant dopamine for delayed compound interest. Their likes spike for 12 hours. Your skills compound for decades. You trade being liked for being respected, being seen for being effective. The world celebrates the loud. The Nightcrawler rewards the silent. Deep work is the currency of the knowledge economy. Cal Newport defines it. Professional activities performed in distraction-free concentration that push cognitive capabilities to their limit. These efforts create new value and are hard to replicate. 1 hour of true deep work produces more output than 4 hours of fragmented attention. The average knowledge worker achieves 90 minutes of deep work daily. Not because they're lazy, because they're interrupted constantly. If you achieve 4 hours daily, you're not slightly ahead. You're operating at 3 times their output. Week after week, the gap compounds into an uncatchable lead. The self-improvement industry gets this catastrophically wrong. They sell motivation. But motivation is a weather pattern. It comes and goes based on sleep, mood, blood sugar, whether someone liked your post, It's useless as a foundation. This is about discipline. Discipline is climate, the unchanging environment you create regardless of daily weather. Decisions made once and never revisited. Systems where good choices become automatic. You don't decide each morning whether to brush your teeth. That's discipline at scale. The workout isn't a question. The deep work blocks aren't negotiable. The sleep schedule isn't flexible. I need to be honest about what the Nightcrawler routine actually feels like. It's boring, intentionally boring, repetitive, the same actions, same times, same sequence. Lonely. Your friends are out posting stories while you're in a room doing work no one will see for months. There's no soundtrack making it epic. No applause at the end of each day. Just you and the work and the slow, almost imperceptible progress visible only over long time horizons. And that is exactly why it works. If it were exciting, everyone would do it. If it felt like victory daily, competition would be crushing. The boredom is the filter. The loneliness is the barrier to entry. The repetition weeds out everyone who wanted results without the process. You're not building a highlight reel. You're building a foundation. Foundations are poured in silence, 1 inch at a time. 6 months pass. 6 months of silence. 6 months of work nobody witnessed. 6 months of becoming someone new in the dark while the world looked elsewhere. And then you reemerge. Not because you announced it. You simply start showing up again. In conversations. In rooms where your absence was noted and your return will be impossible to ignore. You haven't posted in 6 months. People developed theories about where you went. Some thought you were struggling, some thought you'd given up, some thought you'd had a breakdown, some stopped thinking about you entirely. But when they actually see you, face to face, in real light, every theory dies. Because results cannot be faked. Results are visible in ways that can't be curated or edited. They speak in a language that bypasses every story they told themselves. The transformation is comprehensive because you were comprehensive. You're 15 pounds lighter, not from a crash diet, from 6 months of discipline that's now your normal. Your skin is clearer because you sleep properly. Because you're hydrated. Because alcohol isn't poisoning your recovery weekly. Your bank account is organized because you eliminated the bleeding. The subscriptions? Gone. The impulse purchases? Replaced by automatic transfers to accounts that grow while you sleep. You speak with clarity that only comes from months of silence. From reading instead of reacting. From developing actual expertise instead of skimming 17 interests. People notice. They always notice when change is real. Because real change is rare. You didn't just get older. Anyone accomplishes that. You upgraded. Used those months strategically. Applied compound interest of discipline to yourself. Treated your development with the seriousness a corporation treats a major initiative. This is the hidden power of the 30s. You have resources you lacked at 22. Income, independence, ability to invest in yourself. And you finally have discipline you hadn't yet developed. Capacity to delay gratification, sit with discomfort, keep working when no one watches. Your 20s were for making mistakes, for gathering data on what doesn't work. Your 30s are for correcting course, for building the actual thing. Your prime didn't pass you by. It was never behind you. That was the lie to keep you compliant and consuming. Your prime was waiting for you to get serious, to stop performing and start building, to choose discomfort now for freedom later. The warm-up is over. The real game has begun. You now have the blueprint, the phases, the reasoning, the methodology. What you don't have is a guarantee, because no one can guarantee you'll actually do this. The information is everywhere. The strategy is clear. The only variable is you. Whether you'll close this video and go back to scrolling, or whether you'll put your phone in a drawer tonight, open a spreadsheet, and start phase 1. 6 months from now, you'll either be the same person, same weight, same bank account, same quiet desperation you've learned to ignore, or you'll be unrecognizable. To them, to yourself, to the version watching this right now. The choice is binary. The clock is running. No one is coming to save you. If you're ready to stop wasting the years you've been given, subscribe to 30 Forward. We don't look back. We only move one way.